Hey everyone, and welcome. Let's talk about something that's literally all around us in a healthcare facility, but we almost never think of it as a strategic asset. I'm talking about the walls. Today, we're going to explore how we can shift our thinking and turn those simple dividers into high-performing systems that actually boost patient experience, improve safety, and really solidify your brand.
You know, this quote just nails it. A hospital's walls are never silent. They're constantly sending a message. They can calm a nervous patient, help a lost family member find their way, and ultimately create this incredible sense of cohesion and care. They really are an active part of the healing environment.
So yeah, this is about way more than just slapping on some nice paint or a pretty picture. We're talking about modern wall graphics as a strategic tool. Think about it. You can turn a confusing maze of a hallway into a clear, color-coded pathway. You can dial down the stress in a pediatric wing with really thoughtful, calming images. And you can make sure that every single one of your facilities, whether it's brand new or decades old, feels connected and modern.
Okay, so for years and years, what were the go-to choices? Vinyl coverings and commercial wallpaper, right? But the thing is, in the incredibly demanding 24/7 world of a hospital, these old-school solutions are really starting to show their cracks.
And here's where the trouble really starts. You see it all the time. Vinyl seams in a busy corridor start to peel and lift. Those little edges catch on carts, and even worse, they become tiny collection points for dirt and germs. Then, when it's time to renovate, you're stuck with a nightmare of scraping and patching. In human areas, you get that ugly bubbling. And when you hit them with the aggressive, hospital-grade cleaning they need, these materials just don't hold up.
And this isn't just a cosmetic problem. These failures create real headaches for key people. Your infection prevention teams are looking at those seams and seeing potential breeding grounds for pathogens. Your facilities managers, they're trapped in a never-ending cycle of work orders, repairs, and downtime. And procurement is trying to budget for all of this with totally unpredictable replacement schedules. It's a mess.
Okay, so we've laid out the problem pretty clearly. Now let's talk about the solution. There's a modern technology that was basically engineered to sidestep all of these issues by printing graphics directly onto the wall. This isn't something you stick on. It literally becomes a part of the building's architecture.
So, how does it work? Direct-to-wall printing uses this really cool mobile system that glides along the wall, applying durable, high-res images right onto the surface. And it doesn't matter if it's drywall, concrete, or even brick. But the most important part is what's not there. There's no vinyl layer, no separate glue, and absolutely positively no seams. And when you put them side by side, the difference is just night and day. Without adhesives, you've just eliminated the #1 cause of peeling. The totally seamless finish means you don't have those awkward breaks in a big, beautiful mural, and you don't have crevices for grime to build up. And since it's all printed on site, you get to skip all the shipping delays and surprises that can derail a project using pre-made vinyl panels.
Now you might be thinking, what about a hand-painted mural? Well, here the advantages are all about speed and scale. A really complex, beautiful mural can be printed in a matter of hours, not days or weeks. And that exact same digital file can then be reproduced perfectly across a dozen different locations. That gives you a level of brand control and consistency that's just impossible to get when you're depending on different artists.
All right, so the technology is impressive, but is it really ready for the intense pressures of a healthcare setting? The answer is a resounding yes. In fact, this is where it really starts to pull away from the pack, with benefits that line up perfectly with the demands of a 24/7 clinical facility.
And the first critical point is speed. A typical installation is done in under 5 hours. Just let that sink in for a second. An entire waiting area can be completely transformed overnight. A pediatric hallway can get a total facelift between visiting hours. The ability to work in these tight windows without disrupting patient care is frankly a complete game changer.
Now, this is a big one. It's totally non-negotiable in a hospital. That seamless surface means there are no tiny crevices for germs to hide. And the finish itself is built to withstand the toughest disinfectants you can throw at it. We're talking everything from bleach solutions to quaternary ammonium cleaners, those really powerful hospital-grade antimicrobials. Then, when it's time for an update years down the road, you just prep and paint right over it. No need for costly, messy removal. And the benefits go beyond just performance. It's also a smarter choice for your budget and for the environment. By getting rid of PVC, vinyl, and adhesives, you're cutting out a huge amount of plastic waste. The durability means fewer repairs and a longer life, which drives down the total cost of ownership. And because it's produced on site, you have less shipping, less packaging, and a much smaller carbon footprint. It's a win-win.
So, knowing the technology is out there is one thing, but actually pulling it off successfully is a whole other challenge. Picking the right partner is absolutely critical, especially when you're working in a sensitive healthcare environment. So let's walk through what you really need to be asking.
First off, your partner has to have proven, verifiable healthcare experience. They need to deeply understand things like infection control risk assessment, or ISRA protocols. Those are the essential safety rules for construction in occupied facilities. Ask them for documented proof that their finishes can stand up to your specific hospital-grade disinfectants. And finally, get it in writing that they can execute on a schedule that puts patient care and minimal disruption above everything else.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that it's time to stop thinking about walls as just passive surfaces that need to be covered. They are a dynamic, performance-based system. A system that can actively make it easier and more pleasant for people to experience and navigate your facilities, all while making your brand stronger.
And that's the question I want to leave you with. I want you to take this back to your team. The next time you walk down your corridors, through your waiting rooms, or into your lobbies, take a hard look at the walls. They are one of your largest and most visible assets. So are they really working for you? Are they performing like the critical asset they truly are?